Hey guys, what's going on? So today we're going to make a quick video on what it's like to use $20 Canadian Tire window tint.
This video is for the people who just want to try and get their windows tinted, and this is for the type of people who are the DIY. We're just going to see if it's even possible as professional tinters to tint windows with Canadian Tire window tint. Alrighty guys, so we've got the Gillo static clinging window tint here. This is the standard tint from Canadian Tire. It claims it's easy install. It says that it reduces glare and it's removable and apparently reusable. I've never heard of tint that can be reused, but I guess we'll see what's going on. We got it in 20%. It says 80% light blocked, and it says static clinging, non-adhesive, removable and reusable, advertised twice. So I don't know about that, but we'll see. Also claims that it covers 2 windows. We'll also see about that.
If this stuff works, it's a miracle.
It will be a miracle if it works. Onto the back of the box, it gives you very simple instructions. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think anybody who's doing this for the first time will be able to follow it properly and get the job done, but I guess we'll see. Moving on to opening the box. Okay, so we've got a roll of white backing paper, which is already a red flag. Doesn't look like real tint. It looks kind of blue, in my opinion. I'm gonna try and peel a little bit of the backing here and see, and it's okay. It's already coming off the paper, which isn't a good sign. Let's peel it off a bit. Okay, so it's not sticky at all. And it looks very blue. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, but this does not look black. It looks very, very blue. Anyways, I have no idea how this is going to apply because it genuinely does not stick at all. It says it's wet application, and yeah.
And I'm also not sure how we're going to be able to shrink this with the paper on, so yeah.
Guess we'll have to find that one out. So guys, in a quick comparison, I've got a roll here of 5% Real Tint by Suntech. If we bring it over here, we can see that this is what Real Tint should look like. No white backing. It's actually got a clear backing. I don't know if I can get it off for you guys right now, but anyways, it has a clear backing on it, and it also feels like, it's hard to describe what it feels like. It doesn't feel, this feels like plastic. This feels like, the Canadian Tire tint feels like a plastic. Stretchy almost like a vinyl wrap is very much like what it feels like. But this is, well, Real Tint, it's got its own feel to it, but that definitely does not feel like Real Tint. So I guess we'll have to see what happens. We'll put the roll back on the tint rack. We'll see what we can get done with this stuff.
Okay guys, so I'm going to be tinting my mom's Toyota Venza, and we're going to see how it goes. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, as it says on the instructions, is measure it out and then cut the amount that I need. Typically, we would tack it to the window first when we're doing a regular car, but it doesn't say to do that on the instructions. So we're kind of going to go as a beginner would if you just read the instructions. Okay guys, so I'm just going to tack this to the side to get the proper lining out. So I'm going to make sure it fits this side, and then go across. And I'm going to go about right here and just cut straight down. And there we go. And this window here has got a sticker on it, so I'm going to get a blade just to take that off. It's leaving some residue, so I'm just going to have to scrape that stuff off as well. And just to make sure that this window is perfectly clean, like we would be tinting a regular window, I'm going to go ahead and scrape the entire window down. Okay, so now that I've finished with step 1, I'm going to go on to step 2. What it says is to peel the window tint put it on, and then we're gonna cut it to size. Okay, so now that we've got it off the thing, we're gonna try and apply it and cut out the shape of the window. So like what I would do with regular tint, I'm gonna line up the bottom edge on this bottom edge. Here, I'm gonna give it a little bit of excess and just lay it down. So I'm gonna cut this edge first. Okay guys, now that the rest of the window is tacked, I'm gonna try and cut this side. Typically, you would leave a little bit of excess on both sides. However, in the instructions, it doesn't say to do so. So we're just gonna cut it to the exact size like the instruction says. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tack the top up a little bit. I'm gonna use the squeegee here. Just go over it, just to get a good clean top cut on this window. And now we've just got a few little edges like this. I'm gonna get rid of that by moving it off and just cutting those. Okay guys, I've got the tint and now I'm gonna spray the inside of the window like I normally would when I'm doing a car. Trying to apply this bitch. Okay guys, so with everything cleaned up now, I'll give you a quick look at it. My first impressions of it, from far away, it looks pretty good actually in my opinion. You can see that it definitely has the tint and it definitely blocks the sun. But one thing that I've noticed is you can't see through it. Looking through it, it makes everything really blurry. So if you come over here, for example, looking at the dashboard of the car, it's extremely blurry, just looking into it. And then from the inside, it's extremely blurry, trying to look out. Here, if I go onto the other side, see me through the glass, it looks extremely blurry. So I wouldn't recommend this on like a front window at all because you can't see in or out. So another thing with this tint is it doesn't say on the box that you have to let the tint sit on the window for any time. Typically with window tint, we would say 3 to 5 days. You have to let the glue settle before rolling down the window. But since it doesn't say anything about that on the glass, we're gonna try it now. Well, it doesn't look too bad. It held up at the bottom. That would be the first place that it would crease. Bringing it back up, it doesn't look like there's any real marks or anything like that. And it can go up and down. And yeah, it seems to be holding up pretty well, surprisingly.
Okay guys, so for our final thoughts on the window tint, I'm not really sure whether or not I suggest picking this up for your personal vehicle. The window tint, when it comes to looks, I give it about a 7 out of 10. But the problem is with that tint is that you just can't see through it. I mean, I could see driving with that tint being very dangerous. Your vision's very blurred to the point where like you can't even make out numbers through your window. And I just feel like that could be really dangerous. But on the flip side, the application, 10 out of 10. I think that this application for the window is extremely easy when you compare it to real window tint application. And yeah, overall, I just don't think that it's a very smart idea, safety-wise, for your vehicle. With that being said, I think that this could be beneficial if you were tinting the back windows of, let's say, an RV or something where you're not relying on seeing out so much as seeing in. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. It's been a blast. We appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and first place is out.
Window tint. I need a window tint.